Hey guys, what's up? I'm Christian Taylor, and this is my review of the iPhone XS 4 months later. So all the hype has officially died down. All the "it's too expensive, oh, it's just the same as last year," all that has died down. We are 4 months into the iPhone cycle, and I've been using this phone every day for the past 4 months. So with that being said, is it still worth the $1,000 price tag? Have there been any quirks I've discovered? Well, let's get right into it. Now first let me talk about what I like. This phone is speedy fast. The A12 Bionic processor is impressive. It's held up wonderfully in day-to-day usage, and I haven't noticed any slowdowns whatsoever. I've only had one, maybe two random lag spikes since using this phone, and I think it was more an issue with software or with iOS and not the processor. Now another simple feature that I really appreciate is the high quality OLED panel. It's crisp, the colors pop, and it's just a really solid OLED panel. Now look, it's not going to be winning any awards, especially when you compare it to panels like the Galaxy Note 9, but look, compared to the Pixel 2 XL, which is what I came from, this panel is way better. It doesn't have problems with black crush or really many OLED prone issues. I don't have a lot of concern about burn-in. It's just a good OLED panel. Now the third thing I really like about this phone is the design. Guys, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is the most beautiful iPhone Apple has ever released. That gold color with the copper tone stainless steel is just so beautiful, and I just never get tired of it. It's not like the kind of cheapish gold that was on the iPhone 6 and iPhone 7. With the glass and this really great tone of gold they have on the glass and then the copper shine on the metal, it just feels truly premium. And speaking of the stainless steel, I've been really impressed with how it's held up. I thought by now the coating would start rubbing off or getting little micro scratches in it, but I've gotta say it is held up wonderfully with no problems. Now, as a full disclosure, this unit has been replaced, and this is a fairly new iPhone. I've only had this particular one for a couple weeks, and it was a brand new replacement. Made a video about that over there, but my last unit did not have any issues with the stainless steel coating or anything. I checked it thoroughly before I sent it back to Apple, and that's when I really noticed how well it's held up with time. Now the fourth little thing I really love about this phone is the speakers. Gone are the days where you have to cup the iPhone and be like, what's the video saying? I can't hear. What is it saying? You don't have to do that anymore. The front-facing speaker is loud and clear enough that you can just hold your phone in whatever position is comfortable for you and hear clearly what the video is saying or enjoy your music. I don't know how Apple's accomplished this, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the front-facing speakers on the iPhone XS are just as good or better than the front-facing speakers on my Pixel 2 XL. Now, I really had to stretch to find some cons to this phone, and really the only two things I could come up with would be the battery life and the camera lens. So the battery life is mediocre. It's not terrible. When the phone is brand new, you can definitely get through the whole day without having to charge. And believe it or not, most days I am able to get through the whole day without charging. But once you've had it for 3, maybe 4 months, the battery starts to degrade, and then you're gonna be having to charge as the evening rolls around, kind of top off your battery so you can make it through the whole day. And look, once we get to 6, 8, 10 months down the road, you're definitely gonna be charging this phone in the middle of the day. Which is why you should buy a fast charger, and I made a video about the best one you can buy over there. But anyway, in all seriousness, the battery life is not horrible. It's nowhere near as bad as the awful battery life I suffered on my Galaxy S6. But it could be maybe just a little bit better. I don't know, it's I guess kind of a con. I'm used to it. Small phone equals small battery, but definitely did want to mention that. Now the last one is something that people are trying to kind of expose Apple for, but they're not admitting that it's an official defect, and that is the camera lens. Look, the way it's designed with the glass having a hole around the flash and where that microphone is, it is prone to cracking in certain environments even if you don't drop it. I made a whole video about this over there, which I already mentioned earlier, so I'm not going to talk about it again, but basically basically the camera lens on my iPhone XS cracked and I didn't even drop it. Now props to Apple, their amazing customer service replaced it with a brand new iPhone, even though I don't have Apple Care Plus. But I did just want to mention that this is definitely a design flaw that you should be aware of, and you really gotta watch that camera lens and be careful with how you treat it. So at the end of the day, is this phone really still worth $1,000? Well, you know, I gotta say this is the most boring iPhone I've ever tried, but also the best iPhone I've ever tried. At this point, you are paying for stability, reliability, Apple's premium experience, and tech that just works. The iPhone XS has been refined to the point that, from a hardware perspective, it is nearly perfect. iOS has its quirks, it has things that I wish would be added, but that's iOS, that's software. If we push that aside and right now review the hardware of this phone, I gotta say, it's absolutely still worth $1,000. Now, should you buy this instead of the XR? Well, for most people, you should probably get the XR. And I made a whole video about that over here. But if you're asking the question, is the iPhone XS worth $1,000 for what it offers? Well, absolutely. Look, it's rare that I've had a phone for 4 months and not had some kind of major quirk I discover with it that really bothers me, but so far I'm happy to report that I've had a super smooth experience with this phone. It just works, it's solid, it's reliable, it's fast, and it's an overall great experience. So what do you guys think? Is the iPhone XS still worth $1,000, or did you think it was too expensive even when it came out? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you like this video, do be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss when I release new videos. With that said, I will catch you guys next time.